So, guys, today I want to talk about this TV show Better Call Saul and what makes it such a great show. It tests the traits and the personalities of the protagonist like anything. It's nature versus nurture, whether nature prevails or nurture prevails. A boy who was brought up by hardworking, honest parents, who should have been inspired by a hardworking, honest brother, and who should have been inspired by a hardworking, uh, honest girlfriend and wife, strays off the path and becomes a criminal, a con man. How did it all happen? That's what we are going to talk about today, and we are going to talk about with me smoking a cigarette. So, Better Call Saul is the story of Jimmy McGill. Jimmy McGill is an innocent guy in Cicero, not for long. He soon befriends Marco and they pull off scams. They cheat people, they take advantage of people for small gains initially, and then they also cheat people for bigger money. And this is becomes the definition of Jimmy McGill. He becomes this guy called Slippin' Jimmy, and he hates his parents who are trying to earn a hard earned living. He doesn't like them because he thinks they can never be successful. They are not ambitious, they're just trying to survive, and they're never going to earn the profits that they could from a department store. He starts stealing from the department store itself. His brother Chuck also comes to know about that he's stealing from his parents, and still he gets all the love, and that makes Chuck very jealous. He can't believe that a person like Jimmy, who steals from the parents, who makes fool of other people, who is already a juvenile criminal, he's getting all the love and adulation of everyone for no apparent reason, just because he's very cheerful, he's very people friendly, he's able to be in the good books of the people. uh, and that pisses Chuck off in a very bad way. Chuck thinks, why this guy is getting all the love when I'm the more successful? Um, I'm earning bread for my family, supporting my family, becoming Albuquerque is one of the best lawyers ever in America in the judicial system. And this guy is a nobody who is a con man and is getting all the love. Now, this leads to a very interesting dynamic between the brothers. So, uh, time comes when Jimmy gets arrested. He's in jail. His mother calls the elder brother Chuck to save him. Chuck comes and saves him, but at a condition that he will leave his old life and come to Albuquerque, work in a mail room. What he underestimated is Jimmy was never going to be the guy who would be satisfied working at a mail room. He always wanted something more out of life. He befriends Kim Wexler. Kim Wexler becomes a lawyer out of the loan from Hamlin McGill, where Chuck's brother is a name part. Chuck is a name partner. um, Jimmy should gets inspired by Chuck also in part. He also gets inspired by Kim. He wants to become a lawyer like them. He studies hard. He becomes a lawyer, although it is from a University of Samoa, but still he becomes a lawyer. He works hard. He for a moment it seemed like Jimmy's life is good. He's but again it's because of Chuck's jealousy, Chuck's um, not recognizing Jimmy's hard work, and always having that prejudice of that slipping Jimmy with him, that irritates Jimmy to a point that he strays off the path again. He looks for every opportunity to earn those big bucks. He forays into elder law. Now there he gets, he gets lucky and gets a big case of sandpiper, where a big corporate company is stealing off the elderly, and he tries to earn a lot, but obviously he's only one man, and it needs a large corporation like HHM to sue the sandpiper, and it will take a lot of months and years probably to get a settlement which uh, which they agree on. So again, and when he gets to know about Chuck's intentions, that Chuck never wanted Jimmy employed at HHM, he gets even more frustrated. um, He leaves the elderly law when his license gets revoked and renewed again. He starts fighting for the criminals. He encourages people to commit felonies, to commit crimes, and ensure and tells them that I am there. You go ahead and commit crime. That has an adverse impact on Albuquerque society and the crime rate. The crime rate goes up. Saul comes off as a very influential in his TV ads, and that's amazing about the show. Even with Kim and Chuck and all these factors, actually, Jimmy became Saul Goodman. He now has dealings with the underworld, the cartel business, and there he gets entrapped in a very bad way. And ultimately, with the fall of Walter White, he also uh, there's an arrest warrant. He flees from punishment. He lives anonymously in with a different name, Gene Takovich, in Nebraska. He's the store manager of a Cinnabon shop, and there also, while he was, everything was going smooth, suddenly he's identified by a man, and that triggers another downfall where he again gets into all these schemes. And he has been apart from Kim since last 6 years. When he tries to call her, Kim doesn't respond, and that frustrates him, and he goes all out. He goes to another level of greed to commit a crime which was not necessary for him to commit, and that leads to his downfall. And this raises a lot of important question, like even with carrot and stick, uh, you know Jimmy never changed his character. He could not change his character. So whether your intrinsic character is who you are, and whatever choices you make, even if the good choices turn bad for Jimmy, and ultimately he's has to serve out an 86-year sentence at a very brutal prison. But yeah, it was a very satisfying show with lot of good characters. Fring, Mike, and you have Nacho, who was very good. Lalo Salamanca, one of the best villains ever, playing the underworld Don, played by Tony Dalton. I absolutely loved this show. It had a deeper layer compared to Breaking Bad, where it was a straight transition from the chemistry teacher to a drug kingpin. It was relatively linear transition, but it was a slide. But in this case, you see a lot of times Saul actually trying to push back that slide. He's trying to arrest that slide, but he cannot, uh, just because his intrinsic nature is like that, and he's not able to do it. And plus there are triggers from his family, from the external world, people underestimating him, people insulting him, people not giving him the respect, really gets into his mind in a way that he loses it. He tries to outsmart them, he tries to fox them, he tries to show that one upmanship, I'm better than you, and in that way he just ruins everything. And that was such a brilliant show. And with that, I think my secret is done. Thank you guys, thank you for listening to this. We'll come back with the next show another time.